Peace be to you. This is Omar Abdul Malik, physician assistant and health educator. I'm here with Mr. Fenty of Fleet Feet. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Sean Fenty, Fleet Feet, Adams Morgan. We're at 1841 Columbia Road, Northwest.
Yep. One of you guys in the comments section asked me to go over different types of running shoes. So I always defer to him because he is, to me, second generation foremost expert in running shoes. So you can tell us what to look for in a good running shoe.
Well, the key element is fit. So you have to have a shoe that matches the shape of your feet.
Okay.
And then what we do is we do an evaluation of your skeletal alignment and recommend shoes that can help improve your skeletal alignment. So once the skeleton is properly aligned and the shoes match the shape of your feet, then you'll have something that's comfortable to run in.
Okay, all right. Now people, that's interesting because people have told me they're non-runners and they say running's bad for your knees. Is running bad for your knees?
It hasn't been to our experience. In fact, it's good for the body overall. It's good aerobically. It's good for your skeleton. You know, it's a great form of exercise. Makes you feel good, and we haven't seen any particular deterioration of the knees. I know a lot of people are afraid of that. But if you get the right shoe and you have the right form, and form is an important component, and then you approach your training correctly, meaning that you increase your training load at a sustainable rate, you have all three of those components in place, then I think you'll be much more likely to find the activity enjoyable and rewarding and beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to somebody who's just starting to run?
So, you know, we like to see people kind of make sure that they have three areas covered. You want to make sure that you have the right shoe selection, socks, gear, and then you want to have a training plan that kind of takes you from where you are. If you're a beginner, we call it sort of like training to run. So we tend to recommend something that's sort of a run-walk progression, where maybe the first week you're going half an hour, 4 minutes walk, 1 minute run, 4 minutes walk, 1 minute run every other day, and then the next week maybe it's 3 minutes walk, 2 minutes run. But there are a number of apps that people can kind of get kind of a couch to 5K that will give them like a reasonable progression. So you have your shoes, and you have your progression, and the other component that we tend to emphasize is the running form. So any discipline of movement is going to have efficient form or less efficient form. So the more efficient your form is, the more the activity will be enjoyable and gentle on the body. We recommend that people reference Chi running, C-H-I running, as a way to learn running form. We find that the vocabulary and the way that the form is explained to be very accessible to the beginner, and so we recommend that.
And I remember every fall, so you know I've been at this for several years now, distance running. So this is fall racing season. So can we expect to see more people buying shoes, and what should they expect to spend on a decent pair of?
I'd say that the average price right now is probably about $130 for a good quality shoe, and that will get you a shoe that has materials and you know, construction that that benefits from designs that were at the premier level maybe a couple years ago and have trickled down into the mid-range. So you tend to get a very good value shoe at that price range. If you have any kind of special needs, if you want enhanced cushioning, or you need enhanced support, you may need a shoe or benefit from a shoe in the premier line, which might run you about $150 or $160.
Okay. That's good to know. All right, so thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So you guys, if you're ever in Washington, D.C., please come check out Fleet Feet, second generation owned, family owned franchise. I've been coming here for about 25 years, and I think my son for doing the video on this. And now my wife and kids are buying shoes here. Right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Omar.
Take care.
All right.
Yes.